the screen so that you can hear me better until I get this sorted out. But I just definitely wanted to say thanks for you tuning in, and I am glad you're here. And today we wanted to take a moment as we approach the next steps to our introduction into the world of Eric Johnson. And as we study the Cliffs of Dover, today we are going to dive into, first of all, we're going to dive into some breathing, we're going to dive into some stretching, we're going to dive into some chromatic morning ritual workouts. And part of our morning ritual workout this morning will be to absorb the patternization, the Eric Johnsonification of the minor pentatonic, the E minor pentatonic scale to be exact. So stick around, you might enjoy what's coming up. All right, so here's the first order of business. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Mark. We're reversed again today, but hopefully the microphone will be a little better. I have a few of my mics out on lend right now, waiting for some to return. Hope everybody's going well. We will take a moment to set our intention. I would like to set my own intention for the guitar session this morning, and it's something to the effect of playing notes, like making every note count. But you can set your own. We can take a moment as we breathe in and out just to set our own intentions for this practice sequence, for this practice cycle, this specific practice cycle. It can be, maybe you just want to get through this program, maybe you just want to get through the warm-up so that we can get on to the next part of the guitar day. Whatever your intention is, right now is a good time to set it. And so we'll do that. And then we'll go ahead and move right on to tuning up. And I think I'm in pretty close shape. Let's see if we can get tuned up, and then I'll add all the spice after here. We've got to just plug this thing in. Just bear with me just for one moment. Here we go. Hey, there it is. All right, so here we are with a nice A440. We'll get that off there. We'll tune it up dry. Is the view a little better? Is it? I'll try to get this, try to be mindful of what's going on the screen here. Good morning, Robbie. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Sky Animates. Glad to have you here. Good morning, Bernard. Glad to have you here with us. I don't know if any of you remember Romper Room. Good morning, Anthony. I see Anthony. I see Kevin. I see Raul. Who else do I see? I see Robbie Smith. Man, those childhood shows were just great. Who saw the latest Rick Beato release about how important his mother figure was in his success? What a beautiful person to honor the mother like that. What a great man. So, well done, Rick. Yeah, well done, man. We could all do better at that, for sure. So how many of you play Iron Man like this? There it is. Hopefully most of you play it better than that. Good morning, Jill. Yes, that Rick video was great. You saw that. What a beautiful thing to just say about your mom. You know, you have the faith. He got that. He received that willpower to succeed just from his mother's words and nurturing. Just simple stuff. Simple stuff. So we'll start it right away. I feel like I'm close enough to being in tune, certainly for like rock and roll. But we'll go ahead and start right now, if you don't mind. Fingers 1 and 4, and then we'll start here. I'll just keep flipping around here so that we can get, you know, a fair view. 1E and a 2E and a T, fingers 3 and 4, 11 and 12. Just really simple, and I'm really working on tightening my picking hand sequence because I know what's coming up today. So I'm really working the picking hand sequence, and I really, really want to tighten that up today, because the Mr. Bonamassa also credits Mr. Eric Johnson for a lot of his, skill that he took the time to develop, and a lot of it came right out of what we're going to do today at the end of the session. So I would encourage you, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the morning ritual for guitar growth, and stick around. We do this every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For better or worse, it's usually for better, And what we're doing is we play at 60 beats per minute, and we breathe, we check our posture, and then we work through a sort of a quasi, sort of like chromatic style mechanical episode. So whether it's 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers, stretchies, all of that stuff, we really go through this. I take the time to do this every day. I've made a commitment to myself to not let it down over this entire span of the year. So fingers 2 and 3. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, you know what to do, E and a. Yeah, if you're here and you're just tuning in, this live chat is a real banger, and it's really, if you have questions about what's going on and I'm not looking at the screen and I'm not getting to it in a timely manner, the live chat is a great place to be surfing, because there are a lot of accomplished guitar players and musicians that just kind of, either they're breezing through or they're long timers here in the channel, and either way, you'll get a benefit from just participating in the live chat alone. So I believe that, and I think once you start doing that, you too will believe that. If you like what's going on here, if you think this could be of value to you, stick around, because it likely will be of value to you. And if you have friends who would likely like to join, that's a great thing to do too, just to share the wealth of the goodness. This is going to remain free all year. It's free, so it's not like there's a fee or anything like that. There's no like paywall, there's no email, blah 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 stuff. So 1 E and the fingers 1 and 2, here we go. And we're focused solely, specifically on guitar growth. This is guitar growth, and it's not always, it's not always pretty on the back end, but it is pretty to just get with the guitar, to sit with the guitar. And this happens to be one of my favorite guitars. So it is really one of my favorites. You'll see me moving around because I don't want to create workplace injury through repetitive action, right? Especially with my pelvis, the lumbar, my hip region is really just takes some punishment over the span of the day. I like to sit, you can see that I practice with a strap on, and then I practice with the strap so that it's the same as when I'm seated as when I would stand up to practice. So if I stand up to practice, I don't have to relearn, the mechanics of playing the guitar. I could jump off speakers into the hands of a crowd and surf all the way to the back of the auditorium and still play the gig. You know what I mean? So it's really about being prepared, because you never know when you're going to crowd surf, right? You never know when that's going to happen. And I'm being kind of funny about it, but I've done it, and it's really cool. A little bit of risk involved, so I don't, do whatever you think is best for you. So fingers 1 and 3 and 4. We're going to go ahead and just jump back at it again and go recycle through, but this time we're going to recirc through, and to get that, instead of using those contiguous frets, we're going to use those removed by 1 fret. Okay, so we're just stretching now. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3. And then there we go, and we're off. See, it's not so bad. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like fun, Just taking a big spoonful of medicine. And who doesn't like medicine, kind of being asinine about it, but it is kind of fun, you know. I've got my long zipper pull jacket on today. I don't know if you saw that, but I was tired of not being able to reach the zipper pull, and the zipper pulls keep coming untied and then they break, and so I put on a little piece of cordelette, you know, something that we had in the old kit, and still a piece of blue tape around it. And you can see on one of the ends where I didn't kind of cut it right. But it's kind of fun. The spoonful of acid, yeah, that's right. There you go, Raul, you got it, man. So 1 and 2 and a T, E and a fingers 2 and 3, stretch, frets 10 and 12. Here we go. I don't have that power. Hard to clean, immature. Since there's accomplished musicians here, how do I get my DAWs running on Linux? There you go. Which version are you using? Yeah, it's a green day today for sure. Battleborn, good morning. If you're just stopping in, you know, I also practice. Yeah, I bet you do. It's for everybody. It really is. It really works, man. If you don't practice with your strap, then try it out. Give it a shot. See what happens. You know, you might like it. It's all right, 1 and back to fingers 1 and 2. So 1 and a 2 E and a T E and a O. I keep trying to use the Eddie on pop, but it's yeah, there you go. Oh, you guys are talking it down. Yeah, good. Just working on getting these fingers. Just getting these fingers worked out and stretched. If you're just tuning in, it's great to have you here, and we are here for you know, every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what we do is we are specifically working on every single note to produce guitar growth. So that's really what's happening here. We've got this really nice hour-long session that we can just enjoy if you like. It's come and go as you please, and it's super easy, super low barrier for entry. All you need is you know, a guitar and, you know, maybe a cell phone or something, or, you know, some kind of viewport to receive the instruction. If you want, you know, go ahead, check it out. It's every weekday morning at 7:30. So fingers 2 and 4 and frets 9 and 12. So this is what it's looking like. Same thing, down, up, down, up. And I'm really working on preparing my picking hand for all of this minor pentatonic, these festivities that are forthcoming. So if you're here, go ahead and give us smash that like button if you don't mind, and then we'll continue from there. But you can see that what I'm trying to do right here is really get those fingers stretched. I'm really working on getting those fingers stretched. Last week I ran into a couple of roadblocks with the Ted Green chord chemistry series, where he is just going right in with the minor part T. I think it was part at 9S or part 9T. There's a serious moment there where your fingers really could benefit from doing some of these stretching exercises. So here they are, and it's hard to beat, you know, just doing the action. So there's no replacing doing the activity. So 1 E and a 2, fingers 1 and 3, frets 9 and 12. Dario, what's going on? Yeah, I'm really enjoying myself playing and practicing. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate you being here. If you're here and you haven't yet smashed the like button, you go ahead and do that right now. I'll take a second for you to do that right here. We're just going to jump into a quick break, a quick stretch break. We're at 15 minutes, and then this is going to start the end of our two finger. Let's do fingers 1 and 4 before we move on. 1E and a 2 frets. Let's start on fret 12. 1E and a 2E and 12 and 16. Go. Just super simple, super smooth, super slow. Feeling the pick engage and disengage with each and every string, just going through the process. And I'm going to lay back here so that we can get all of the guitar on the viewport. Hey, amen, my brother. Yes. Obadiah adopts. Very nice. I would think every day. This is a daily ritual for me. So, I'm going to go with every day. I'm going to go with daily. And you know, it depends on what the goals are. If you have a goal set where you wanted to go, let's say, win like Winfield, in a flat picking competition, maybe you practice more than someone who wants to play in front of a campfire and just kind of entertain themselves. So, it's really about, it's a luxury experience. So it's about what time do you want to make? How much time can you make, right? What decisions belong in that logic model in order to get you to the guitar more frequently, right? And more longitudinally. So let's just talk about this real quick. Straight elbow, bent fingers. Oh yeah. This is good. 15 clicks. 15 clicks. Yeah, observing the works of God's creation. In a moment as simple as a stretch, it's just remarkable just to be here doing the thing. You hear me referencing the thing, and of course the thing is different for everybody, right? And so let's go ahead and get this other arm done. Hey, Kenyon. So yeah, realistically, it's whatever you can do. Step by step is good. Vic Lions Den, been here 5 minutes already and got great exercises. Thank you. Hey, thank you. You never know as we get our website sort of up and running and built. Some of you may end up as testimonials on the website. So careful what kind of complimenting you do here. So if you get a really good one, you might, rank a little higher on the list. So, and I'll have to go back and tag which, it's a whole organizational time management thing, which is just, turns into a prioritization schedule, doesn't it? So, all right, where are we at? Fingers 2 and 3 and 4. Here we go. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 on 10 and 11 and 12. And we're going to start now with down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 4 attacks per beat, and 1E and a 2 and a T and a 4. And then I'm really calculating my picking hand. Just really working on, I can be very accurate, but not have to be loud. Ray Charles, the guitar player from he used to play with Ray Charles, was over, and he had this really, really light touch. You know Jeff Pevar? Had a really, really light touch, you know, and just great tone at all volume levels. You can easily, I can easily overlook the benefit of playing slowly. But it is a little bit like playing the guitar, the hand that you're dealt, for me. You know, when I'm playing my $50 Harmony Stella, when I was a teenage guitar player, maybe I might have looked at that Stella in a different way as a teenage, as a teen guitarist, but right now, like, I look at those guitars as opportunities to really develop some like skill in developing and maintaining tone, you know. So, you know, it's a little bit like playing the cards that you're dealt. I think you know what I mean. So we'll use fingers 1 and 2 and 3 on frets 10, 11, and 12. Here we go. So 1 E and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. See, when I really loosen up and lighten up on my picking hand approach, I can start really working on sweep picking and really incorporating the sweep. For some reason, the sweep sounds that much more deep and sweet when at lower, you know, dynamic levels, lower levels of attack. So that's an interesting thing to consider and remember for me. And pick angle does make a difference, doesn't it? You know, I'm not talking about pick slant or whatever, but pick angle, the way, you know, sort of we decide to bevel the pick one way forward or one way back, lean back on it. Or maybe we're angling the pick forward. Doing this really cool, like, circular sort of motion with the picking hand. Really being in direct control of each and every tone across. Now the challenge for me is to create the same tone, the same quality of tone, whether I'm on the low E string or the high E string. And I'm assuming that's a challenge for, you know, just about everybody. By the time I get to the high E string, I get pretty excited and I'm trying to break the string off of the guitar. But if you listen to Django and all of that velocity, we're going to talk a little bit about velocity as we approach Mr. Johnson's Cliffs of Dover today. So don't you worry, don't you fret. Frets 9, 10, 11, and 12, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and here we go. 1 and a 2, the T, E, and a faux E, and a... Well, I do this exercise for an hour every morning. These are basically non-diatonic, chromatic style exercises, and these are usually, you know, within 1 attack per beat, 2 attacks per beat, 3 attacks per beat, or 4 attacks per beat, 5 attacks, 6 attacks, 7 attacks, 8 attacks per beat. Let me get back on top of the metronome here, but it is something that I do for at least an hour every day. Hey Izzy, good morning. Thank you for the compliment. The guitar is just a really fun guitar to play. So those rhythmic subdivisions might sound, sometimes they sound out of control if you're playing sevens or so let's try, we'll head back to the fourth. 1 E and a 2 and a T E and a faux E and a... big fat downbeats. But I'm really working on just letting the amp do the work. How about just all of these really cool permutations? You can really work your slurs and with exercises like that, especially where the fingers are contiguous, so where the frets are contiguous. So let's take a look at fingers 1, 2, we're going to stretch frets 1 and 2, or 1 and 4, okay? We're going to put the 2 right in the middle. Kind of like the shape of Dorian mode, right? So we have the D, whole step up to E, and half step up to F. It's the tetrachords of Dorian mode. You can look at it like that. It's kind of interesting. I mean, we're not playing D, we're playing C sharp, so really don't get confused by it. Just kind of an interesting spatial connection. So 1 E and a 2 E and a, you know what to do, E and a. Just really simple, you know, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then hopefully I can stay intact with the metronome. My metronomic life is definitely becoming better practiced through the engagement with this live series. But as you can see, as we approach the bottom end of the guitar neck, the low end of the guitar neck, it just becomes a little bit wider. Each fret is a little wider, just that Pythagorean thing. And then we have, you know, we're approaching finger 1 on fret 1. This is not really the exercise I'm concerned with. The exercise I'm really concerned with is the next one, where I'm going to stretch between fingers 2 and 3. And that one is just a hot mess for me, you know. So you'll see that improve over the span of the year if you stick around, you know what I mean? It's but you can watch me sweat if you like. I'm not too ashamed of it. It's just one of those things. You know, we get good at certain things, and we could always use work in other areas. And fortunately, there are enough guitar players on the planet where we can each develop our own sensibilities and tastes and you know, technical prowess. So that's good news. So if it doesn't work for me, maybe it works for others. So Mr. Husband, good morning crew. Late start today, but yeah, cold. Good morning crew, happy picking today everybody. Good morning Mark, how are you today? How are you? How are you today? Who is that? It's some kind of, it's a film quote. All right, back to work. So we've got fingers 1 and 2 and then stretch between 3 and 4. So which scale shape is this? So we have a half step, a flatted 3 and a major 3. Oh, we're looking at some really exotic scale type formations here. So this is just a pattern though. We're just going to use 1, 2, stretch between 2 and 3, and then half step between 3 and 4. We could just do stretches on everything, but I really want to maintain that stretch between fingers 2 and 3. 1E and a 2E, and then we're getting right into minor pentatonic planing. So stick around. 1E and a 2E and a TE and a 4E and a... We call it getting our feet dressed in the family. Summertime is for sandals, for flip-flops. We like to get the flip-flops going in the summer around here. Some, you know, flip-flops or fins, one or the other. This is really causing me to want to breathe more. How are you all doing? You all doing okay? All right, it kind of fell apart there at the end. Let's go ahead and do the just a full finger, you know, every finger stretch. Let's see if we can make it through here. Just do 5 attacks per beat and see what happens. 1, so it's 1, da, 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 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Nope, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's just dial that in. I think we can do it. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, gonna take it down in the fold. Man, this is ugly. That's about it for my reach there. So I'm still working on stretching, right? So still working the stretches. But now I'm just going to, speaking of stretching, so we've got a straight elbow, and then we're going back here. And then what we're going to do is just keep this working nice and in our favor. There we go. Very nice. We've got this really nice straight arm and just simple straight back, good posture. Here we go. Back at it. All right, so we're just working yesterday we worked this minor pentatonic. We're going to work this minor pentatonic again, then we're going to work major pentatonic, which is mode 2 minor pentatonic anyway, so we'll end up calling it pentatonics anyway. So starting on fret number 12, 1E and a 2E and a 1 and go E and a minor pentatonic, 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4. 3 1 3 1 4 1 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4 4 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1, and so on. And we'll go ahead and get down to position number 1, and then we'll ascend. We'll go ahead and ascend all the way back up to where we came from, but this time we'll start with quintuplets, or 5 attacks per beat, right here. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the major pentatonic. So 2 4 1 3, no 2 4 1 4 1 4, and then 4 1 1 3 2 4 2 4. So it's the major pentatonic shape. We'll start with 4 attacks per beat, and join me if you would. 1 E and a 2 E and a, here we go. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, what I think I'm just going to run into and just jump into this. We're just going to look at figure number 4 in preparation for the Eclipse of Dover. So this is actually going to start with, it's going to look like this. So it's 1 and a 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a. So it's breaking down the minor pentatonic shape over the span of multiple forms and multiple positions. It's one continuous descending run, which is patternized to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back up a step, and then keep coming down and then back. So it's kind of like Jacob's ladder, only it's a much different story, I guess. So we'll start here. Let's start here. So, and this is all related to E minor pentatonic, and it starts with, you know, it's sort of like E has these really cool octaves all over the guitar neck. If you, I'm sure you are aware of this, but we have an E there, we have an E here on fret 7 on the A string, an E on fret 2 on the D string, an E on the G string, fret 5 on the B, and then high E string, fret 12, fret 17 on the B. Another one, we can find another one right here on fret 14 on the D string, and then fret 12, of course, and then we have one almost right over the pickup poles here, right off of the fretboard. So if I use my trusty slide or whatever, can make it happen, right? And so let's take a look at this. Let's descend. So this is the first piece. But instead of, I'm using finger 2 here and then finger 3 here to get back to that A note. Finger 2 to also get fret A here. Then I cross over. This is loaded with cross patterns. So then right here I would turn to finger 3, and instead of coming all the way down in that position, I'm going to jump back to fret number 10, and come down, you know, so I'm basically trying to stay on the upper 3 or 4 strings for as long as possible in order to balance tone. That's what tone rangers do. More specifically, Eric Johnson's do. They surf for continuity of tone, right? So if I'm playing this note, this line, and I just kind of go all the way down, I've got basically one string that I need this surf guitar. The surf guitar my way all the way down, and it really kind of like defeats the purpose, I think, of the continuity of the line. And then we're shifting position again down to, and then we're looking at E minor pentatonic here. Then we go back to fret 5 here. Oh. Whoa. And then octave up on the top. So it's really it's about nailing these position shifts. Instead of doing that, I would probably end up probably wouldn't get too far along. I don't really want to get to that A note yet on the low E string. So So there's a really quick shift here from this position that we like to play. Jason, I just posted a photo for you. Very cool. Where did you post it on your YouTube page? So there's a really cool little way to, let me just work through that. So that would basically be the same thing without descending down to the low open E string. So that's really kind of, that's really the crux of all of this, is to nail those position shifts. Oh, position 12. 10, 9, and then 7, and then position 5, position 2, and then finally to open. Back to 5, and then what we want to just kind of warm up to a little bit right now is just this. Hey Rob, have a good morning. Wonderful morning. Cheers. All right, let's go ahead and take just kind of get back into some of these chords that we're using too. As we approach Cliffs of Dover, we're looking at like 10, 9, and 12. So we have an E minor chord with the 3 and the flat 3 in the bass, so flat 3 root, and then flat 3 root, and then 5 on the top. Yeah, kind of like if we wanted to add the, you know, something like that maybe, or I guess we could put the flat 7 there, right? Or here maybe with a 9 on it, or here with the flat 7. Everywhere, they're everywhere. All right, but really what we're doing is we're playing that root, those triads, for sure, for certain. Then we have the, you know, it's not necessarily the same shape. Now what we're doing is I'm moving up to the A minor, which is going to be the root 5th, and then flat 3, and then the G with B in the bass, which is 14, 17, and 15, and then C, and we started working on this yesterday. So we started that hybrid, sort of like Danny Gatton, sort of like really cool like alternating hybrid picking sequence between the pick and the middle finger. So it's a really nice descend down the D major scale pattern, D major triad, and then an ascending pattern up the C major triad, and then descending. So that's a really nice pattern just to get underneath the picking hand. Yeah, all right. Let's just do a quick little stretch here, quick little breather. All right. yeah, just a simple stretch. Just simple stretch here. We've got some blue sky out there, some clouds, some light clouds. Beautiful, beautiful day today. It's supposed to be in the 50s here today, so we'll take it. I want to focus a little bit more on that alternate, or that hybrid picking sequence. Just if you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to do that. Here's the picking sequence that could work for you. Starting with that pick grabs that high, well, the middle finger grabs that keeps making reference to or refers to the high E string. And I just broke my fingernail off there. It's not really necessary, but so I'm going to go basically descend the pattern of the D major triad and then ascend, moving up the C major triad. I'm actually going to use quarter notes to burst through this. Fast is slow, slow is fast, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, whatever. I don't know how the saying goes, but that's what is happening. It's super slow. Just work on playing everything at sort of like 50% speed. And then once that starts to come, we'll start to interject on up beats, or yeah, up beats. So 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, 3, 1. And this way I can really focus on tonal structure and tone production. Maybe focus on making every note as long as possible. And by doing this exercise this slowly, this helps me to improve my spatial understanding of. It helps me to improve my spatial understanding when we get involved in faster passages. So that's really where it's at for me, is to play that slowly. And then another one more thing that I really wanted to just take a look at would be the that pinch harmonic. Now let's take a look at that. So we're starting with basically it's an extension of E minor 7, but we're using the G, the B, and then the D, and then the E. If we were to play this all over E minor, this would definitely be flat 3, 5, flat 7 root, and then flat 3, and then 5 again on the top. So this looks just like this. And we're coming back, really coming back to that root note to end the line, right? So the trick is to start a line, you know, whether you start on the root note or not, the whole goal is to work through all of the process of creating a melodic line and shaping contour and create interest, but land on the root note to kind of like finish things up. So this is a really great way to end a single note soloing line that helps lead the listener's ear to the goal or to perfection, right? And then so that pinch harmonic will be, where's that going to be? right about there. Like somewhere in between. Like right about there. So we'd have to activate that pinch right there, I guess. So somewhere around there, you're gonna have to look for it. And if you haven't, oh, everybody, until tomorrow. Hey, see you later, Kevin. Take good care of yourself. Have a wonderful morning. All right, shred it. You can play Every Breath You Take. Oh, what a great tune. Pinch Harmonics before 9 a.m. So if you are just tuning in, I wanted to welcome you to the Morning Ritual for Guitar Growth, where it's all about guitar growth, and it's really focused on number one, breathing is of primary interest and importance to me. Then tuning is super important. And then I will go ahead and proceed with chromatic style mechanical warm-ups. And then that's usually just kind of non-scalar but finger style warm-ups, just for programming like neural pathways. That's all. And then sometimes I'll go ahead and try to like offer a specialization near the end of the session, like the last 15 minutes or something like that. And that's what this week is turning out to be. It's a little bit of a deep dive into the basic fundamental techniques of clips of Dover. Okay, so that's what's going on. You're more than welcome to join me. It's every weekday morning. I'm here at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are inclined to do so, feel free to bring your guitar. It is free. There's no charge. It's accessible by everyone here. So we're thinking about just ending one of Mr. Johnson's guitar lines. And I've just got to locate it. So it's about activating the string with the pick and then getting this piece of the thumb lightly rubs up against the string over a node and releases, causes a sort of like a pinched, like we're just pinching, we're plucking the string and then pinching that harmonic off right after the point of activation. So very complicated technique if you haven't pulled it off before. Number one, it's like a shooting in the dark to find where the note is. And then here's a secret though. I'm going for an octave above, so I can use my fingernail to kind of find out on that high, the B string. It's going to be right about in this proximity. It's an octave above where I'm fretting. So I know roughly where it's going to be. So if I pinch and get the oh, there it is. If I can get the technique right there, if I can get the technique correct in the correct location, then I've really got it made. There it is. All right. So that's all we have for today. But if you did enjoy what you were watching, please give us a like, smash that like button, and we'll definitely be here again tomorrow, good Lord willing. We'll be right back here at the same bat time, same bat place, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time right now, this time of year. And we'll see you more tomorrow. And until we meet again, what do we say? Oh, I say happy picking. Wayne McFarland, Scott Sterling, I'll try to be here tomorrow. I'm really enjoying that you are here. So thank you very much, and we'll see you at that point. And until then, happy picking. Friends, you have a wonderful day, and spread good news and cheer. Okay. Don't let the bad one in.